Morning everybody. Today we're going to have a look at loading the new Tableau Linux Alpha on Google Cloud Platform. Relatively straightforward installation, so a couple of interesting quirks that I've picked up on the install. So let's have a look at it. So the first thing we're going to do is create an instance. What I'm going to do is I've got a storage platform in Europe West, which I'd like to just download the image from, keeping in mind that Tableau's minimum is 4 CPUs. One of the glitches in the current distribution is that it only shows you half the available processors. So even though I've selected 8 and the minimum of 32 meg, it is only going to show me 4 vCPUs. I'll select the image as Ubuntu 16.04, which has got systemd. I'm going to select a drive of 100 gig. It's going to be quite a bit bigger than we actually need. Of course, I'm going to open up HTTP traffic. The SSH keys should be automatically transferred onto the platform. One of the other things that I'm going to do, just from a pricing point of view, is turn this onto a preemptible node. Basically what that does is it automatically shuts down the VM within 24 hours. Let's have a check. Okay, so the delete boot disk when the instance is deleted. The networking I've left all as default. It's going to assign an ephemeral external IP address, and it's going to automatically load the project-wide keys. So that will be billing at $72 a month if it's up the entire month. And if this is going to be a long-lived install, come up with a decent name for your virtual machine. So that's going to spin up. Now our virtual machine has spun up. There is our brand spanking new IP address. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to fire up a secure CRT. Put in my address. That should allow me to connect to the instance. Keys have been transferred across, and we have access to the Linux platform. So what we're going to do now is connect through to the Tableau server, and we're going to download the Tableau server image from Google Cloud Storage. The only reason I kept it there is because I can download from cloud storage a lot faster than from the Tableau server itself, because of course it's on the Google backplane. The image I have is Tableau server 17.01.20.2201, and of course it's the 64-bit version, and I'm going to bring it down locally. And it'll bring down the 1.86 gig image relatively quickly. And we just wait for that to complete. Of course, it takes a little bit of time to verify the download, and there we have the file. So now what we're going to do, like any good system admin, we're just going to quickly update the repository library. That is also fairly quick, as it's pulling directly off the servers. Okay, this is also going to make sure that most of the libraries are built and ready. We will still get a couple of missing libraries, and I'll show you a quick workaround to that. I'll just wait for this update process to finish. And finishing up all the triggers. And there we go. So that's now ready for us. So this part is actually fairly straightforward. What I'm going to do is run the package manager, install the Tableau server, and what you'll see is that it's actually only picked up 4 of the cores, even though we selected it as an 8-core VM. And this is an anomaly around the alpha build where it incorrectly picks up the number of vCPUs. The view from Tableau as well is that the production version will require less CPUs than the Windows version, which indicates that even on the same hardware we should be able to get better performance. So what I'm going to do is just let this run and come back to you when it's come. Okay, now we can see that all the dependencies are missing. There's a whole lot of certificates, the free type, the JRE environment's missing even though it's not listed there. So what we're going to do is have a quick little workaround. Here we tell app to just continue the build of all the dependencies. So it's 681 meg of updates that are required. So let's get that done. One of the advantages in the cloud platform is the download speeds are phenomenal, so this shouldn't take much more than a few minutes. So also one of the questions around the Java environment, you can see that it's using OpenJDK version 9. Not the official Oracle Java environment. And there we go. Our system now has the base install of Tableau in it. Now, a few little tricks to actually make this part go a little bit easier. The GCP environment automatically adds my user onto their servers, but it doesn't automatically set a password. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to force it to reset my password. I'm going to put in my new ultra secure password over here. And what this does is it allows Tableau to authenticate against my user using username and password. Now that that's done, I will be running what they request, but with 2 components. One is I'm going to specify the user, otherwise it actually builds it with no user and you can't log in. Of course, you've got to accept the EULA as well. So just to bypass all the queries, we've just given it those 2 parameters, and these 2 parameters are not well documented at this stage. Also bearing in mind that this is still an alpha service. So this actually takes quite a while to run and to get up and running, so we'll leave it and come back to it in a few moments. So now we're at the stage where we can actually start logging in and working on the server. One of the things I do need to show you around the configuration of the SSH connection is that I've created a couple of port forwards here. You can see that I've forwarded port 8850 to the local host, and I've forwarded a loopback for port 80. This allows me to connect to the server as though I'm directly connected. It is quite critical in terms of the security that Tableau does not allow external configuration on the server until the users are set up, and the way that it gets around that is forces you to use to only be able to connect on the local user. So also, just as per the recommendation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect and just reconnect to the server just to make sure that those user groups get transferred across. And I'm going to add one of the other recommendations is to execute the Tableau server script. Now I should be able to hop across back to, it is a self-signed certificate, so you will get a certificate error on load, but now I can use my ultra secure password and my ultra secure username to actually log on to the configuration panel on the Tableau server. Interestingly enough, on the Linux version, this is all web-based, whereas on the Windows version, there's actually an application that resides on the desktop. The nice thing about this is you can actually run it in a headless environment because of having the web access. The first thing that we greeted with is the product key. I'm going to start the Tableau server trial and put in my details. Once the details are in, we can quickly go through this. What I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to ditch the sample workbooks because I'm assuming you will be building a production server. Now this process takes about 5 minutes. So obviously after this has been recorded, I'm going to slice it down a little bit so that you can see it run through and get to the end. So unfortunately I don't have such a great memory, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the address from the configuration, take that loopback address that we have set up over here, and I like to move mine not straight on the 127.0.0.1, and one of the tricks is you can get it to listen on almost any address that you want. I've selected port 8002 just purely for my amusement, but basically what you can see is that it is now allowing me to create the administrator user. Once again, this has to be done on the local host. You cannot do it over the internet. But the nice thing about Linux servers is you get the ability to run this across an SSH tunnel. And as you can see, there's my Tableau server. And what we're going to do is we're going to quickly have a look at the performance. You can see that pretty much everything looks identical to the Windows server. There are some components which are still being worked on, but I've got the ability to now administrate my server as I would. And once again, if I now need to shut down and change anything on the Tableau server itself, that is available through the port 8850. And that is Tableau server on Linux. Hope you enjoyed the video.